Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm AmalgamAsh, and now let's continue our Cemetery Mary playthrough. We're on Twyla's route, and I believe this is going to conclude Twyla's route. We just got done having dinner at Twyla's, and that was a bit of an awkward situation. But we managed to talk to a ghost? Sort of. You had to have been there. Anyway, it's been a few days since then. I think Twyla's been doing well in the investigation. At the very least, when I message her about it, she tells me it's fine. Since Twyla hasn't really been the one initiating our conversations, I've been trying to, but it's usually only a few short messages, and the conversations don't really go further than that. I'm sure she's just busy, though, and I know that if she needs me, she'll call me. So, I just wait until she needs me. But I've talked enough about that already. I had a nice day by myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos. I made sure I put at least one flower on every grave today, though I haven't talked to any of them. I had considered doing it, but like others tell me, it's probably not a good idea to fall asleep in public places, especially if there is a killer on the loose. So I decided I wouldn't do that today. But that's not what happened, though. I truthfully didn't mean to fall asleep. I didn't. But when I sat back against the mausoleum we have, after being outside and on my feet all day, well, I was just so tired. I didn't even realize I fell asleep until I woke up to the sound of rain. We are in the end game now. Mary falling asleep at the mausoleum is the last leg of this journey. What happens from here on out is anybody's guess. I was surprised to not have any strange dreams this time, but this was a big problem. Only the roof trim of the mausoleum was keeping me safe from the rain, and it was pouring. And worse even still, it was night. The only light I could see was from the street lamps at the outside of the cemetery. I bet her neck hurts. She sat down and fell asleep against a stone building. Oh dear, how could I have slept so long? Well, I couldn't stay hiding under here all night. I took a big breath and ran across the cemetery to the street. Luckily, the gate wasn't locked. Again, I was surprised, but thankful, as it meant I would not have to find some other way out. Once I was out on the sidewalk, I noticed the street lights were the only lights on. Everything else seemed closed. How late was it? I didn't want to pull my phone out in the rain to check, but by any means, I had most definitely missed the last bus back home. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I had to find shelter first. I ran through the rain, trying to find anything that was open. It wasn't long before I felt my shoes filling with water. I'd get a cold out here too long, and the rain showed no signs of letting up. But I knew there just had to be something, anything open, and eventually I made it somewhere. It was the movie theater. Thank goodness. I rushed myself inside and took a seat beside the posters, waiting to dry off and take my phone out. Just as I had suspected, it was pretty late. And knowing the usual times of the cinema, I could tell it wasn't going to be open much longer. What do I do? Even though I wasn't sure about how he could help me right now, I had to try at least calling up Croven. Why isn't he picking up? Mary. Oh, you picked up, thank goodness. I was starting to get worried. I'm having a bit of a problem right now. What is it? Well, you see, I kind of fell asleep in the cemetery, and I only woke up a few minutes ago. And it's raining really bad right now, and I missed the bus, so I don't know. I was hoping maybe you could help me out somehow. No can do, Mary Lou. Didn't I tell you? Tell me what? Mary, I'm like not even home right now. I'm not even close. Huh? Where are you then? I'm like out of the fucking city right now, Mary. I had these plans with these friends. It doesn't matter. I swear I told you. Well, I don't remember. Look, bottom line is there's no way I can help you from here. What am I supposed to do then? Fuck, Mary, I don't know. I heard his frustrated sigh through the phone. I couldn't see it, but I could tell he was pinching the bridge of his nose. Where are you right now? I'm at the movie theater, but I think it closes soon. Alright, well, do you have anyone else you could call up? Maybe stay with them tonight? mean, I guess so. Awesome. Great. Sounds good then. Look, Mars, I really gotta go, okay? Call up one of your other friends. I'm sure one of them will come get you. All right, then. Good night. Heard the click of Croven hanging up the phone. He really is kind of a jerk if you don't go his route. Call up one of my other friends. Well, there's only 2 of those. Who should I go with? We're gonna call Twyla. I called up Twyla. I heard the phone ring a few times, and then she picked up. She sounded angry, although she didn't sound like she was asleep before I called her. Mary, what are you calling me for? Don't you know what time it is? Yeah, I know. That's kind of my problem. It's a long story, kinda, but I missed my bus home, and I need a place to stay tonight. I was hoping maybe... Are you serious? Yeah. Ugh. Fine. But you owe me. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I'm in a movie theater. Let me guess, by the cemetery? Yeah, how'd you know? I'll be there soon. Okay, thank you again. Twyla came to pick me up herself this time. By that, I mean she was driving the car this time rather than having someone drive for her. She was fully dressed, but I couldn't tell if she changed out of pajamas just to pick me up. She seemed a bit annoyed picking me up, so I made sure to thank her again. The drive to her house was silent, except for the rain. Luckily, there wasn't really anybody else on the roads tonight, and we got to her house safely. Stepping inside the house, it felt a lot more calm, like the first time I visited. I definitely preferred this to the liveliness of the party a few days ago, although I must admit, when there's hardly anyone here, it does feel empty. Twyla's home had less doors and more archways. In passing one, I noticed the TV on. Was her uncle in there? Is everyone up so late? I followed Twyla upstairs into her bedroom. It was my first time seeing it, and it was a bit different than I expected. A lot more cluttered than I thought it would be, I guess. Not overly cluttered, but... Twyla never really struck me as the type to collect clutter, but you learn something new every day. Well, here's my room. You'll be sleeping here with me, but I actually have to head back out. Really? In this weather? Why? It's a personal matter. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I see. Okay then. You can borrow some of my pajamas in the dresser and use the shower if you like, and eat from the kitchen, but again, I'm trusting you not to look through my things. Of course, I'd never. Good. I'll be back soon. And then she left back downstairs again, leaving me here alone. I wasn't sure how long it'd be until she'd be back. I'd feel weird sleeping in her room without her here. What should I do? We'll take our shower first. Maybe I shouldn't just yet. I don't want to take a shower until I'm ready to get changed. I'd feel weird walking around Twy's house in her pajamas. Okay. Look at her books. She said not to snoop through her things, but surely the stuff out in the open didn't count. She had a few books laid out, so I decided to give them a look. It wasn't the reading material I was used to seeing Twyla with. Okay, first of all, we've got St. Grove, Investigating the Town That Disappeared Overnight, a memoir by Detective Reynold Valera. And then Love at First Death, a tragic true story by Rhea Singer for Twyla, by Rhea Singer. Oh, she got it autographed. Neat. We definitely have some prideful colors in those clothes, I believe. That's cool. There's a lot of murder weapons on that cover. A heart bomb, I love that. And a gun, looking like it's shooting a bullet through both of those people. And there's a taser. Wow. A comically large mallet, too. Alright, or even expecting to see in her room at all, but it's interesting, too. Maybe she's trying to branch out and try new things. I wish I could be more like that. Maybe I'll try to branch out more, too. Let's go to the kitchen. I decided to look in her kitchen. She said I was allowed after all. I headed back downstairs and into her kitchen. It was dark, but I wasn't sure where the light switch was. Was Twy's dinner party prepared all in here? It seemed like a small kitchen compared to the amount of guests that were here for it. Was dinner really made here? Probably best not to question it. If I know anything, it's that Twyla works in mysterious ways. I wondered what she had in here, though. I've never really seen Twyla eat, aside from the dinner party a few days ago. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. I opened Twyla's refrigerator, and to my surprise, there wasn't much at all. Even with that giant party they had. There were no leftovers? Or did they eat them all already? Still, there was a lot of empty space. There was a bowl of cherries, some gallons and bottles of water, and a leftover pizza box. I checked the freezer, too, out of curiosity. There were 2 slabs of meat I couldn't quite recognize and a tub of vanilla ice cream. Well, if anything, I don't think there's anything I wanted here. I closed the fridge and looked in the pantry, but again, there still wasn't a lot. There wasn't much else in here. I thought about heading back upstairs, but I could hear the living room TV playing from the next room, and it was playing a familiar voice. I know that game show. Oh, it's her uncle. There was never any doubt. I entered the living room and made my way to the other side of the couch, from where Denzin had been sitting. I didn't really say hello as I entered, just kind of plopped myself on the other side of the couch from where he was. He already knew I was here. It felt kind of awkward to be saying hello so late in my stay. This is Peril, right? Yes. I used to watch this game show all the time with my dad. I was never really good at it, but Dad was. I think he could have won if he got on it. That's so. Yeah. Do you think you'd be good at it? Peril? Jeopardy? Yeah, I think that's the reference. Could be. Not confident I'd come out on top, though. Don't say that. I think you could win, probably. I mean, you have such a nice house. Surely you have to be a smart and hard worker to afford it. Sorry, was that rude? You have a point, I suppose. But I don't exactly feel working hard equates to knowing the most popular doll line 9 years ago, or knowing how fast a horse is. Yeah, I guess that's true. Our small talk pretty much ended there, and we continued to watch the show in silence, only piping up to guess an answer or two. It was a bit strange, but nice, too, in its own weird way. Like a childhood sleepover. Eventually, I heard Twyla come back home again. She walked right past us and straight upstairs. I heard her open the door to her room, stop, and then walk back downstairs. And then she joined us in the living room. I love it. I actually love this picture. I thought she was going to chew our ass out or something, but she's just like, curious. What are you watching? Peril. You like that show? No offense, but I didn't really take that as something someone like you would enjoy. Alright, and the next subject is graveyards for 300. Hey, you should be good at this one. Oh, maybe. A broken, column-shaped headstone is used to represent what? Well, which is it, Mary? Oh, I think that's, life cut short. Death from foul play or death from pressure. It's life cut short. Broken columns represent life that ended early. That's why it's broken. Because you weren't able to reach old age like how the column was broken before it got to the top. At least, that's what I've heard. The contestant answering said something similar to what I said. That is correct! Huh, nice job. Oh, thanks, I think. Alright, let's head to bed now then. I don't want you sleeping in too long tomorrow morning. Oh, okay. Good night, Denzin. Good night, girls. I followed Twyla upstairs and into her room again. She handed me some of her spare pajamas. I took her up on her offer to use her shower and headed to the bathroom before I got changed. Her bathroom was really clean. Cleaner than mine, anyways. She didn't even have any toothbrushes or clutter on the sink. Maybe there was another bathroom they used more often. Taking showers in someone else's house is always weird, but the shampoo had a really nice smell to it. Strangely enough, I don't recall smelling this on Twyla ever. Not that she smelled dirty or anything. Twyla always had a cleanliness to her, but this shampoo didn't seem to match hers. I got changed into Twyla's pajamas. It's Denzin's shampoo. They fit pretty comfortably, although I expected that since we are 2 small girls. When I returned to Twy's room, the lights were already off. She was clicking away on her laptop. I noticed on the floor she left a blanket and pillow for me. I didn't really want to just sleep on her rug, but I wasn't going to argue with her hospitality. I cuddled into it and tried to get comfortable. What are you typing? Nothing. Are you messaging someone? No. Does it have to do with the investigation? That's none of your business. Oh? But I'm helping you, aren't I? Yes, and I appreciate it, but there's parts of it I need to do on my own. Why does it have to be a secret? Wouldn't I be able to help you more if I knew? No. Like I said, I appreciate your help, but I don't want you getting in the way. But what if I knew something? Something that could help? Something that could point us in the right direction? I already have my direction. I just need proof. You're certain that Reginald really did it? Who? Reginald? The guy you told me to stay away from? Yeah, I know who he is. I'm absolutely positive it was him. How can you be so sure of that? I don't understand how you can be so decisive over it, especially when you don't have any proof. I'll get it. And then you'll know why you shouldn't doubt me. Alright then. Twyla, do you want to be a detective? Do you want to be a detective? Is that why you're doing this? I'm working so hard for it. Not necessarily. I just want my city to be clean. Would you want to be a police officer or something then? Oh, God, no. Even if the police weren't morons, I still wouldn't want to be a part of them. Are you like a vigilante then? What's with all the stupid questions? Sorry. What will we do after we catch him then? What do you mean? We'll hand him over to the police. So that's when the police step in? Yeah, they're the ones who need to arrest him after all. We just take care of it until that point. I see. And then what? And then what about after that? What do you mean, there's nothing after that? It'll be done. That's it. There's nothing else you want to solve. No. You say that as if it's common to chase down murderers. Well, no, I mean, I don't know. Our friendship is pretty much built on solving mysteries, so... What? We aren't friends. We're not? No. I mean, if you want to refer to me as being your friend, that's fine. But it's important you know I don't see you that way at all. I don't plan on talking with you anymore once this is over. You don't. Like, maybe if I need you for something. But otherwise, there's no point in continuing this alliance. What? You're not upset by that, right? I thought I made it pretty clear I was just being polite to you. No, I'm just really tired. I think I'll sleep now. Good night. I had a hard time sleeping after that. It didn't help that I was stuck on her floor either. I did eventually get to sleep, but I didn't feel any better about it in the morning. When I woke up, Twyla was awake too. I don't know if she even slept. She seemed to be in the same position she was when I went to sleep. I guess she's something of a night owl. Heh. She didn't say anything to me as I grabbed my own clothes and left to the bathroom to change. I left her pajamas by the sink and headed back downstairs. I left without even saying good morning or stopping for breakfast, and I decided I'd walk my way to a bus stop or something. Even though Twyla doesn't think of me as a friend, I'd like to still think of her as one. I'd like to, but... It's been a few days since I slept over at Twy's house. Again, I don't get many texts from her, but I've been trying not to let it get to me. I think I should have known deep down it was always going to be like this. But I mean, I guess I can't blame her. It's not all that bad, though. I've been keeping busy, so I don't feel lonely. It's nearing evening now, and I'm getting ready to make dinner. Or well, I was, until I got a text from Twy. Mary, how soon can you meet me? We're going to catch the butcher, today.